Hello, it's Mark Lanier with part 2 of God and Remember. This week I've been looking at words that apply to human beings, that are very human in their characteristics, that are used in reference to God. And so we've looked at the fingers of God, the face of God, different aspects of God, the hand of God. But today is part 2 of my passages on God remembering. Now, yesterday I gave you part 1. And part 1 was talking about how the verb zakar, that Hebrew verb that's used for remember, means more than just recalling something that you had forgotten. So when God remembered Noah and caused the waters to recede, it doesn't mean God had forgotten poor Noah for months on end, and he's adrift out in the swamplands of earth while God is twiddling his thumbs or busy doing something else. No. What the verb means is God took action. If you haven't listened to part 1, do so please, because here's the key. It's part 2, and this has got some pretty good theology in it. Look at a passage like Psalm 25. Verses 6 and 7. Those say, remember your mercy, O Lord, and your steadfast love, because they've been from of old. Now the psalmist is not saying, hey God, I'm worried that you forgot your mercy. I'm worried you forgot your steadfast love. I'm just thinking, man, God may have forgotten that. I need to remind him. Here's your reminder, God. Remember your mercy, your steadfast love, because they are from of old. You've had them a long time. Don't forget them. No. What the psalmist is saying is, God, take action out of your mercy, out of your steadfast love that you've had forever. Please, please take action based upon your mercy. I need you to act with me out of mercy and steadfast love. And here's the kicker. The psalmist then says, remember not the sins of my youth or my transgressions. Now, preachers are fond of saying that God forgives our sins and forgets them. That's not really the biblical thought here. God doesn't magically forget our sins. What God does is he pays for our sins in Jesus and then grants us a full pardon. There's a difference between God simply forgetting our sins and God not remembering them in the Hebrew sense of that verb, zakar. In the Hebrew sense, it's saying, God, don't treat me the way I deserve because of my sins. Don't act toward me with my sins in your mind. Instead, let your mercy dictate your actions to me. Let your steadfast love dictate your actions to me. So when we say that God does not remember our sins, it's not that he's got sin amnesia and suddenly the all-knowing God knows everything except your sin. He still knows your sin, but he knows he has forgiven your sin, so he does not take action based upon your sin. He takes action based upon his mercy. Make sense? I hope it does, because that's your video thought for the day.